Football creates heroes, but some heroes can't resist writing their own tragedies. From Figo's betrayal to Neymar's exile, these are the footballers who destroyed their legacy. Luis Figo was everything Barcelona dreamed of, elegant, fierce, and loyal, or so they thought. He made fans believe again. Every touch felt like poetry, every assist a promise. The Camp Nou adored him, kids wanted to be him. Then, in one brutal summer, that love story collapsed. Real Madrid came calling with 60 million euros and a smile. Figo said yes. When he came back wearing white, Barcelona lost its mind. 98,000 people turned hate into music. Bottles flew, coins flew. Then came the pigs, had a message so clear it didn't need words. Figo didn't just leave. He ripped out the heart of a city that once worshipped him. Even his own teammates refused to stand near him. Michel Salgado looked at him and said, "You're on your own," and he wasn't wrong. Figo lifted trophies at Madrid, but something was gone forever. You can't win titles, fame, even money. Once you lose your people, you never really win again. Neymar wasn't supposed to be another talented Brazilian. He was supposed to be the guy to carry football after Messi and Ronaldo clocked out. And for a while, he looked ready. Messi, Suarez, and Neymar, the MSN that made goalkeepers question their life choices. They scored goals like it was a group project where everyone actually did their part. But then came 2017, the day football stopped for money. He said it was personal. Sure, personal enough to trade the Champions League for the French Cup and a few extra zeros. In Paris, he had the money, the Brazilians, and a league that treated defending like a polite suggestion. But glory, that stayed behind in Spain. Injuries piled up, and every UCL campaign turned into therapy for neutral fans. And then Messi joined PSG. The irony was cinematic. Neymar left to escape Messi's shadow, only for the man to unpack his bags right next to him. It's almost poetic if poetry paid 30 million a year. Robin van Persie spent 8 years dragging Arsenal through the mud. Every season, the team lost another star. Fabregas, gone. Nasri, gone. Even the tea lady probably packed up. But Van Persie stayed. He became the captain, hero, and therapist all in one. Then came that magical 2011 to 2012 season. 37 goals. He was unstoppable. Arsenal fans finally believed again. Then boom, he dropped a letter online like he was quitting a bad job. Said he didn't agree with the club's direction. Translation, I'm off to win something real. And where did he go? Not abroad, not to some quiet league, straight to Manchester United, the loudest enemy on the street. Arsenal fans aged 10 years that day, but United fans got their dream. Ferguson smiled, City panicked, and Van Persie looked reborn. He even scored against Arsenal and celebrated like he'd never heard of them. No mercy, no hesitation, just a cold grin. Arsenal lost their captain, United gained a champion, football gained a villain. Paul Pogba's story was supposed to be a fairy tale, the kid United let go for free, coming back years later as the world's most expensive player, 105 million euros. The prodigal son returns with a Gucci bag and World Cup swagger. But Old Trafford isn't a fashion show, it's a circus, and Pogba became the main act. At Juventus, he played like he had jazz in his boots. Pirlo beside him, trophies piling up, haircut sparkling under the Turin sun. Then he came home and it all fell apart. Mourinho hated him, he hated Mourinho, and United fans hated the whole soap opera. One week, he was Zidane, then the next, he was invisible. It was genius mixed with chaos. When he finally left again in 2022, no one even argued. Back to Juve, a few games, then the doping ban. 4 years reduced to 18 months, but the damage was already done. Pogba went from football's golden boy to a cautionary tale. He's now in AS Monaco, where he's attempting to regain his form, but it's clear that he's past his golden age. Eden Hazard was art in motion. At Chelsea, he didn't just play football, he painted it. Defenders looked like cones while he danced through them with a grin that said, "You can try, mate." 2 Premier Leagues, hundreds of broken ankles, and more highlights than some clubs have in their history. He left as a king. Then came Real Madrid. His dream move, 100 million euros, the big stage, the white shirt. It should have been the sequel to his masterpiece. But instead, it was a slow motion collapse. He arrived unfit, injuries piled up, and before long, the only running he did was to the medical room. Madrid got 7 goals in 4 years. 7! Vinicius Jr. stole his position and his career. By the end, Hazard was apologizing to fans, saying he'd rate himself a 0. From Premier League magic to Madrid's most expensive spectator. Football can be cruel. Hazard chased his dream and found a nightmare, all while Chelsea quietly whispered, "We told you so." Oh, Mario Balotelli. Mario Balotelli had everything football could give: strength, flair, confidence, and that beautiful arrogance only great players can carry. But he also had the one thing football couldn't fix, and that's himself. At 20, he was a millionaire at Manchester City, setting off fireworks in his bathroom just because he was bored. That's Balotelli, a walking contradiction, unstoppable on the pitch, uncontrollable off of it. When he was focused, he was electric. That thunderbolt against Germany at Euro 2012, oh, the shirtless celebration, the calm assist to Aguero for City's title-winning goal, he'd live for those moments. But every spark of genius came with an explosion just waiting to happen. He threw darts at teammates for fun, argued with police mid-traffic, and drove into a women's prison just to see what it looked like. Roberto Mancini treated him like a son and still couldn't save him. Each club hoped they'd be the one to fix him: Liverpool, Nice, Marseille, but his career slipped away, not in one big crash, but piece by piece. Balotelli wasn't beaten by defenders or critics. He was beaten by boredom, pride, and the noise in his own head. Ronaldinho made football fun again. No overthinking, no tactics, just pure joy. He played with a smile that could light up the whole stadium. Defenders didn't know whether to tackle him or ask him for his autograph. For a few years at Barcelona, he was untouchable. 2 World Player Awards, a Champions League, and football that made grown men giggle. Even Real Madrid fans stood and clapped for him. That tells you everything. But the magic started slipping. The late nights, the missed training, the endless partying, it all caught up. Guardiola came in, saw the chaos, and sent him packing. He went to Milan, still brilliant in flashes, but his body looked tired, his spirit heavier. Then came the fall no one could have imagined: a fake passport, a cell in Paraguay, and selfies with guards instead of fans. From the Camp Nou to a concrete floor. The saddest part, he never looked angry or broken. Just smiling, like a man who still thought it was all one big game. Wayne Rooney was Manchester United in human form. The attitude, the fire, the pure chaos. He wasn't polished like Ronaldo or poetic like Giggs. He was thunder in boots. A Scouser who played like every tackle owed him money. From the Fenerbahce hat trick to the bicycle kick against City, he gave it all. He gave everything. United fans saw him as one of their own. Then 2010 came, and everything cracked. Out of nowhere, Rooney said he wanted to leave. Not to Real Madrid or Barcelona. He wanted to leave United. Worse, he questioned their ambition, right when the club was bleeding from losing Ronaldo and Tevez. It was like Roy Keane walking into Ferguson's office and asking for a transfer to Liverpool. Unthinkable. Fergie looked hurt. Fans lost it. They burned his shirts like it was witchcraft. A few days later, Rooney stayed and got a mountain of cash for it. But something had changed. The goals kept coming, but the magic between him and the fans never truly healed. The Warriors stayed, but the love story ended. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more football bits.